When did
Wait a
you...
second. Does it show me look fat? I think for me, it was kind of the first hobby I found. Because I didn't really have hobbies in high school, other than like tennis. But that's like not a hobby you can just do whenever. So for me, it was kind of like a hobby and a creative outlet. So much creativity that goes into like caring for a plant, but there is a lot of creativity for me that goes into picking plants, deciding which ones I like the best at that specific moment to buy it. I think now at this point, it's not necessarily a habit of buying plants, but it's something I enjoy doing. So that's kind of why I've kept buying them. Obviously, I'm running out of space a little bit, but it doesn't stop me from buying them. So the first time I got my plant was after I went through the breakup with Joel. It wasn't like I bought it because of the breakup. That was the one that I got for free from the scavenger hunt. And it was something to take care of. Like I mentioned, I like taking care of them. So it was something I kind of got into because I got it for free. And then I bought a couple and I really enjoyed them. I vividly remember the first time I opened like a package of plants. It might have even been you that I told. That was the first time I ever think I genuinely felt happy, like doing that. Like opening the plants and just seeing what I got, because it was like a mystery box kind of plants. And then from there, it sort of accelerated into, I like doing this. I like having these here. I like taking care of them and like worrying about them. But for me, it never directly stemmed from Joel. It just happened as a consequence of that. Like I didn't buy a plant because I was sad about Joel. I just happened to get a plant after Joel.
I agree with like I don't think it was a direct thing, but I think you were sad.
Yes.
And then the happiness was so much higher.
Yes.
Because you were so lower. You know?
Possibly.
And so are you still just as happy as the first time you bought the plant?
Yes.
Every single time?
Every single time I get a new plant. It is getting a little more difficult now to figure out which one I want more. Because before, especially when I was just starting with houseplants, I could figure out this is the one I want right now, let's go. But now it's getting a little more difficult for me to pick out which ones I'm interested in, because I'm interested in so many more now. And I know so much more about all the different plants that when I'm in a plant shop, I can spend hours. I've spent 3 hours in plant shops before just looking at plants and sort of trying to decide which one, and then picking one up and putting one back down, and then going back and reversing my decision, and looking at another one and deciding I want it instead. So it's more of, I'm very happy every time I buy a plant, but it's more of a decision process now than it used to be. It's not I'll just go on Amazon and buy 4 succulents. It's do I want this ponytail palm or do I want to get the Scindapsus pictus? For me, it's more I don't see them as my children per se, even in a philosophical sense.
Mm-hmm.
I do enjoy caring for them in the sense that I like having something to put my effort into other than school, which is why it's sort of a creative outlet for me. But I don't see it as raising children, because I don't get that attached to them. I do like them and I would die for my plants, but I'm not worried about them. Yeah, I really like them. I like having them. I like sort of caring for them in the way that I want to make sure that they're doing well. But I also like not having to worry about them in the sense you have to dog. If I had a dog or a cat, it's just a little more responsibility. You have to worry about them because they have cognitive ability. Plants, although I think some of them have cognitive ability, don't think. They don't do stuff on their own. So it's a little easier to care for, a little easier to nurture, and have a relationship where you can be okay with them sort of dying off just as sort of the circle of life.